So last time you were here, we talked about the vision to become a super app. How much progress have you made towards that since we last spoke?
Great question. In many senses, we are already Southeast Asia's everyday super app. We've seen tremendous traction. In 2018 alone, we grew our revenue by more than 2x. And our growth verticals that became the core pillars of our super app have been growing tremendously. Grab Food, our food delivery service, grew more than 45 times in 2018. Our payments and financial services as well, Grab Financial grew more than 5 times in the same year as well. So in many different ways, we are already Southeast Asia's everyday super app.
And I mean, beyond those services, you're talking about parcel delivery, content and digital payments, on-demand video, digital healthcare. I mean, how would you describe this? You know, is it like Amazon for everything?
No, it's Grab for Southeast Asia. And I think it's really important to frame why we're doing certain things with partners as part of the Grab platform partnership strategy. So let me frame this, right? The core services, transport, food, payments, and financial services. Those are things that are growing healthily and that we're leading end to end. Now, the things that you talked about, news, groceries, videos, content, those are things that we're doing in partnership with other global players like Booking.com, Microsoft, and Ping An Good Doctor for healthcare, because we believe they have net new technology and operational assets that they can bring to Southeast Asia.
So you've already raised $4.5 billion. You want to raise $2 billion more. Why?
We've seen tremendous growth and interest from global, regional, and local partners. Because of this, we said this is actually a great time for us to reinvest back into Southeast Asia, going, from taking transportation from zero to the leading ride-hailing platform, and now moving into food, payments, and more. Now, this additional $2 billion is going to be used, $6.5 billion is going to be used for particularly reinvesting back into food, payments and financial services, as I mentioned, and doubling down in our largest and fastest growing market, Indonesia.
I want to talk to you about the regional breakdown that you're seeing. I mean, what is the evidence of traction, let's say, in Indonesia, for example?
So, for example, in Indonesia, we're already part of the largest payments wallets with our partnership with OVO. Food as well has been growing tremendously. Last year alone, we grew more than 10 times there. And of course, in ride-hailing and transport, we're already the largest player with 60-70+% market share.
Now, you mentioned you doubled revenue in 2018. I know you in the past said you were on target to surpass $1 billion. Did you surpass $1 billion in revenue?
Yes, we did. We have a history of executing on our plans well. In fact, just last month, Anthony, my co-founder, was in Tokyo with Masa-san. And Masa was sharing how happy he was with our progress and the fact that he was recommitting $1.5 billion more as part of this round, and that he wanted to provide us with unlimited support going forward.
Right. He said he wanted to provide unlimited support to power your growth. Does that also mean unlimited access to capital?
Of course, he just added $1.5 billion to our resource and bank account, so thank you very much.
So he's not going to give you the next $2 billion?
He has already contributed as part of course, SoftBank, approximately $3 billion to Grab's growth to date. We've had a long-standing relationship with him since, I think, about 2014. And the reason why this is important is because it shows that we've continued to be able to execute well. And as you know, Masa-san has big, ambitious plans. We do too. And we, together with SoftBank, other recent financial and strategic investors like Toyota, Hyundai, Microsoft, Booking, are eager to continue executing on that vision and trajectory.
Now, every time a founder takes on new funding, there are new expectations, and founders debate, can I live up to those expectations? Do you have any concerns about taking on this much capital and then delivering those returns?
No. and the reason for that is because I think this is not the first time that we've been doing a significant fundraising round.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that we've put great big ambitions ahead of us. And because of a couple of things, right? That historical execution trajectory where we've always over-executed. Also the fact that our partners can now see the future of Southeast Asia being a potential that no one has ever seen before. Globally, Chinese players are trying to enter the market. US players are trying to enter the market as well. And in Southeast Asia, Grab is the go-to partner, right? Mm-hmm. In the region, we've actually raised more than 6 times more capital than any alternative player. And it's because of that historical trajectory and that future potential that we are sharing as part of the Grab platform super app strategy, and the fact that we've already been executing well on it in less than a year, I think that's why folks continue to come on board and why we're actually excited about the future.
Now, you've also said you're on track to double your 2018 revenue in 2019. Is that still the case?
We are looking for all sorts of top line growth, right? By the end of the year, we actually expect to be 4 times larger than the nearest alternative player in the region, right? We're also looking to use that investment money for at least 6 investments or acquisitions, because we're looking for partners that can help us accelerate the growth of the super app strategy.
You've been a very acquisitive company, as has your competitor, Gojek. Where will we see you make more acquisitions? In what areas, in what regions?
You know, the things that we've been doing with acquisitions and investments today is to look for partners that are mutually aligned that can accelerate our underlying platform. I'll give you an example of Kudo that happened not too long ago. They were the largest agent distribution platform in Indonesia, where they were present in more than 500 cities. And with that presence, they enabled us to help launch new cities and services in a few hundred more locations in Indonesia very, very quickly at very low cost. So those types of partners which can help us boost, our operating efficiency, that can help us bring strategic values in ways we would have taken a lot of time to do so on our own, are other players that we're hoping to invest in, and particularly in financial services, food, and the super app platform.
Now, we've seen Lyft go public. We've seen Uber's financials as they prepare to go public. They're losing a lot of money. I mean, Lyft is losing half as much money as it's making. What do your profits look like? I mean, can you break even?
So good news is we're already profitable in some of our more mature markets and regions, particularly in transport.
Which regions?
I can't say specifically, but what I can say is for those regions, things are going well. And beyond that, there is always a very clear line of sight to long-term profitability before we decide to start any new business. And this year particularly, especially the large round that we just raised, of course, we're going to be increasing investments because the time is right. The time is now. Everybody sees that, and that's what we're heavily geared towards right now.
Now, Uber has invested in Grab, has a seat on the board. You don't have a stake in Uber. Why not?
Well, we're very focused on our markets. We're very focused on our customers. The relationship with Dara and his team has been tremendous. We've been great partners. He's been a great board member. We've learned a lot from them, and they've learned a lot from us. And to be honest, we're looking forward to that relationship continuing in bigger, better ways. What we look for when we think about partners and who to invest in are folks that want and can bring value to the underlying Grab platform in 2 dimensions. One is, of course, value from operational value, strategic value, financial value. Second, value in terms of ethical, cultural, vision value. And we found that tremendously in a partner in Uber, and of course, they've invested a lot in it.
So, using Uber as an example, how might Uber become a better partner in bigger and better ways?
Keep posted. When we have anything to launch and announce, you'll be one of the first to know.
So, and I know I asked you this last time. I feel like I need to ask again. Uber is obviously a very ambitious company. They've certainly had to pull back in some of the regions that they have expanded into. But do you worry about running into them in certain territories where you are also trying to expand?
No, because we are very, very focused on Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
There is no reason to go outside of Southeast Asia, to be honest. Everybody's trying to come in right now. It's high growth
so you're not
potential.
going global. You're very focused on that region. And
We're not going global operationally, but at the same time, we've always taken a global approach to talent. What do I mean by this? We have 8 operational offices in Southeast Asia, but we have 3 outside. 1 here in the States in Seattle, because we have 1 R&D center here, and 2 additional R&D centers, 1 in China, Beijing, and the last one in Bangalore, India. So we take a global approach to solving Southeast Asia's local problems.
So any new initiatives we can watch for when it comes to Grab Financial Services or Grab Food?
Fantastic question. So by the end of this year, we're actually targeted to be Southeast Asia's largest micro-insurer, and from a fintech perspective, the largest loan book as well in Southeast Asia. This is all happening as we speak, so keep posted. On the food front as well, we're expected to be the largest revenue contributor in Southeast Asia. We are already the only regional food provider in 6 countries. We are also already the only player in Southeast Asia that has 6 payments e-wallet licenses. So that's what I mean by we are already Southeast Asia's, everyday super app. I would love if we're no longer referred to as, the ride-hailing champions of Southeast Asia, because that world has changed.
Okay, so let's say we have this conversation again in a year, which I hope we will. Where will Grab be then?
We will have executed on all the commitments that we just talked about, and we will be sharing what's next in the next year. What do I think about, especially beyond food, financial services, and transport? We're entering exciting areas which we've always wanted to contribute back to. For example, healthcare with Ping An Good Doctor. We have a partnership with them, and we're rolling and going to be scaling that out. So keep posted on that. We also have existing partnerships with Zhong An. They're an insurance provider from China as well. Great technology, great operational know-how. We started rolling out some of the partnership and microinsurance technologies that they're bringing to the table that we'll be seeing more of and getting into millions of hands, right? So look out for more of these exciting partnerships with global players, and look out for more exciting growth numbers.